All right, well, here we are again, 64 Mercury Comet, and push is on. We're continuing to move forward with the build. Got a part order in today. Thought we would cover that real quick. Got a new radiator cap, 13 pound. It is one of the safety caps that I like to get. It's got the little emergency quick release to help keep you from getting coolant sprayed all over you. It helps a little. It's not always effective, but it does help keep you from getting as steam blown coolant all over you. Can't say how old this cap is. Figured it'd be a good idea before I put the car on the road to put a new cap on it. I think I told you in one of my previous videos that we had ordered some new headlights, and these are, of course, Sylvania basic headlights. They are 12.8 volts. They put out 35 watts. No, they're not going to be just as bright as I probably will eventually want. Probably going to eventually go with LEDs. But the LED kit that I want for this car, for the 4-bulb set, the one I was looking at was around $200. Not spending that right now. These were $5.48 or $6 per bulb. They got them off Rock Auto. I can't remember out there, something priced like that. But I got 4 new headlights, 2 new lows and 2 new highs. So here we go on that. And in an effort for safety, yeah, I'm gonna put a couple of lap belts in this thing, and probably eventually gonna put some in the back seat. None in the car at all right now. It had a place for them. There were anchors in the floor and everything. The car, when I got it, didn't have anything. So I ordered some from Jegs. They're called aviation style seat belts. A little simple release in the center. That's what I have in the old Ford, my old 54 Ford. But there you go. Let's face it. If you get in a bad wreck in this car, all these seat belts are going to serve to do is they're just going to keep the ambulance driver from going to look for the body. That's about it. These cars were not crash tested well, so my object of the game is don't crash the car. So anyway, I do have seat belts that will be going in the car, and I have some upgraded anchors that I am adding to, like I said, at least keep my body with the vehicle. So what we're doing tonight, we are going to try to see about figuring out what I got to do to modify the centerpiece that I cut out as part of the hood closure, and it is also a part of what mounts the grill in the middle, and at the top and at the bottom. So this piece is kind of important. It needs to be back in there. I'm sure I could modify or come up with some other kind of way to mount this grill, but if I could put this piece back in, so much the better. I'd prefer this piece be back in. I cut it, and it allowed me to drop the engine in this car by myself with no extreme angles. I didn't have to have the transmission and engine pointed toward the moon. I had it pretty well tilted, but I was able to stab this all by myself. But I'm going to figure out how to get it back in here. I at one point thought I might try to want to make it removable. We're in the modifying and deciding on what we're going to do stage at the moment. So and while I was doing that, I went ahead and drug out some of these grill parts and just was kind of looking to see how they fit, since I've never had them on the car. When I got it, they came in the floorboard. They were just in the car or in the trunk, I don't remember which. But so I've never had this stuff assembled, so it's kind of like a big jigsaw puzzle, and I'm just kind of piecing it together here. But looking at what needs to be cleaned up, what needs to be polished, and yeah, just trying to put this puzzle together. So it's enough of me yapping. Let's shut this thing down and get to work. Okay. All right, so that's pretty straightforward. Just cut a notch out of it. It's gonna take it down pretty thin right here, which I'm not real concerned about, because the main thing that this piece is holding right here is a really lightweight aluminum grill. I just need to have it to where the grill doesn't flop around. I will keep an eye on that for cracking, and if I need to do anything to it to add some support, I'll take it back out and weld something in. I got it mocked in place in here somewhat. Let's drop that down in there. There we go. Got one screw hole for this pan here, and this piece will sit back in here, fill in the hole. And I'm thinking I've got some pretty heavy angle right here, galvanized angle. And what I'm trying to decide is if I'm going to put it where it's bolted to the outside, or if I'm going to put it where it's bolted to the inside. It will work either way. Smaller piece of it. Just lay down there. Piece of the fumble finger. Something like that, have it laid in there, and I can put some bolts in it and just have this piece where it'll be bolted in place, do it on each side, and just call it a day, and then bolt everything back up like it was at the factory. And if I have to pull the engine back out for whatever reason, foreseen reason in the future, blow it up, it blows up, the comp cam dies, but I can just unbolt this piece and gently take the engine back out. So that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. So final decision will be made when you know I'm drilling holes and putting bolts in it. All right, we've got it mocked up, and you can really tell what's been painted and what hadn't been, where I've kind of already touched on this core support up while this piece has been cut out. But you can't see it, but I've got pieces of angle back here. They're being held in place with the vice grips. I got a bolt in here, and I thought it was tight. I guess it's not. And I got a bolt in the bottom of this piece, and that's pretty well got that secured. And that's what I was saying. Let me see. Let me check my shot here. The grill is held here, and here, and here. That is where it's held in the center. And then out on the sides, there's a couple places on the headlight buckets that it actually bolts to. But these are kind of important to keep the center of the grill from doing that. It's getting dark. It's much cooler than it has been the last few days, but the mosquitoes are coming out and they're about to toke me off from here. So we're going to wrap up for tonight. And when you come back, it'll be tomorrow, and it'll be daylight again. So just hang on, be just a second. All right, same song, second verse, and we are going to drill some holes in here, here, and here, both sides, and catch the piece of angle I have back here and tighten it all up, and then see how secure it is. And the hood won't just be relying on this, because as you can see, I have hood pins in the hood, so I don't have to worry if something doesn't work out exactly right with this and it's not holding it exactly like I want, because the hood's not going to come up with hood pins. So let's get a drill, some drill bits, and get to drilling some holes. All right, well, there we go. 8 holes, not perfectly symmetrical, don't really care. Just matter that it's remounted. And let's pull these pins and we'll test it and see if it latches like it always did. Yep, hood pins will actually have it latched tighter. Here we go. Ta-duh. All right, so it is dark again, and but we've gotten some more stuff done. It's one little piece at a time. It's a slow slog, but we're getting there. We've got the core support back together. I finalized the mounting of the pusher fan. It's where it's supposed to be. Wiring is done on it. And crawled underneath and I started doing the exhaust, and I got it like I want. There's a couple of tack welds I'm going to need to put in place on it, just to put on there a little bit of insurance to keep the pipes from coming apart. You know, maybe one day I'll have a professional exhaust and do a complete run on this thing front to rear. But I think I've got it mostly like I want. Maybe a couple of more clamps and move the pipes in the back, try to get them a little more closer to level. But yeah, so we're going to be in here hopefully one more night, and then we'll close this thing out after that. But each day is another step. It's hard to get much progress when you're working hour and a half, 2 hours a night on it. By the time you seem to get going good, it seems like it's time to wrap up. And that's what we're fixing to do. Mosquitoes are out tonight really thick, and they're about to carry us off. So hang on a minute. We'll be back. It'll be one more day. This is day 4 of 5 working on the Mercury Comet. Last night required my attention to my yard. Had to do some grass cutting, so I didn't film what I did last night. What I did last night was not earth-shattering or spectacular or anything. I got underneath and did some spot welding on the exhaust at all the joints. So got clamps on everything, and I put spot welds in there to keep the joints from separating due to vibration and flexing. I said before, the exhaust is not exactly what I want, and but it's going to have to do for now. It's get the car going, and you know, don't get it right, get it going. That's what David Freiberger always says. So that's what we're doing. The other thing we did is we started looking at the shifter, and there's not a great lot of room to put the shifter because of the tunnel configuration and transmission. I think it's going to work. It's just going to be kind of going to be tight, and I'm just going to have to work through that process. Bought the cheapest shifter you can buy from, I think I got it from Speedway Motors is where it came from. They sell it on Amazon. It's what you call a Mr. Gasket shifter, and it has a positive lockout for parking. That's it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a detent for drive so that it will hold in drive and not be easily knocked out of drive or into neutral, and should be good to go. Let me grab that shifter. I'll show it to you real quick. And there it is right there. It is just a very basic stamped out steel shifter arm, chromed, and it comes with the boot, comes with all the adapters and linkages and all the whiz-bang gizmos and trinkets and stuff it's going to take to hook it up. Right now, it has a roll pin that is engaged so that it is locked when it's all the way back in low, which I think it's designed, it can be used in either direction. Not sure, but what I do know is you can take and push it forward, and there's a roll pin right there. You can push the roll pin over, and it will engage a detent right there, and that will be park. Like I said, It's 128 bucks, cheapest shifter you can buy on the interwebs. And I believe you can actually put a different shift ball on it. It's just a basic black shift ball. And I think I want to try to find an 8-ball cue ball or cue ball shifter to put on it, just for cool 60s factor. Now, what we were going to try to do tonight, and I don't know how successful we're going to be, is I was going to get up under it, and I was going to make a hole in the rocker so that I can mount my seatbelt anchors. But we got rain moving in the area, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's trying to start sprinkling on me right now. So this rain, when it moves in here, will be in here all night and all day tomorrow. So that's probably going to wrap up this video for this segment. I appreciate everybody who comes in here and watches these videos. I wished I could be showing you more of how I'm doing what I'm doing, but in an effort to get this car done, I'm just doing the work. I don't know if you don't video and put videos onto YouTube and work on cars at the same time. It's really hard for people to understand how much it takes and how much videoing slows you down. So I'm trying to get through the process. I'm trying to get this car rolling for 100%, and it's starting to rain harder. So while it's starting to rain harder, why don't you do what I'm fixing to do and go watch another video. It's going to be coming on the screen right now.
Stop!